let me see. We have Shweta saying, my kid is 6. He becomes nervous if he has to speak on platform in front of a gathering. How to make him prepare? Okay, as I said, Shweta, just go back and check if on day-to-day basis, forget about stage, okay, on day-to-day basis, is he getting enough opportunities to take decisions for himself? That is first. Secondly, is he getting enough chances to take responsibility for his own choices, right? So basically keeping accountability. Just check if that is happening. As simple as, letting him choose the dresses, letting him choose the toys, maybe, letting him choose what he wants to eat, maybe. Make him choose, or make him take a lot of decisions on his own. If this is happening, then I think over a period of time he will get better at it. Or because see, stage fear is completely another topic. We got to analyze the child's nature first before I even tell about speaking on platforms or something like that. But if he is not getting chance to take those little decisions at home, then you got to start off with those things first, right? So let him gain those confidence in these basic day-to-day activities, and then you could think about the next steps, right? Okay, so we have Disha saying, how to make them confident in all the actions. She's doubtful of being wrong. Disha, it would be great if you had mentioned your child's age. I think if you watch this video, you'll get some I think you'll get some answers out of this video. Then we have Alka saying, my younger son, who is now 11 years, has the same problem as in confident in all actions, doubtful about being wrong. I think one of the best things that will help your children in this aspect when they are doubting their actions, it's basically fear of failure. One of the best things that would help your children in this aspect is by telling them your stories of where were you fearful of, what were you fearful of, and in spite of being fearful, you did that act, okay? And that action, maybe the result was either as per expectation or not. So just tell them the story and your psychology behind it. If whatever you did and the result was as per your expectation, just tell them, see, in spite of fear, I did it and I got the results. If it was not, tell them it's okay, I attempted it and I'm proud of it. I'm going to try it again, and then just try a new way of doing it. Give them a lot of examples of what you have done, okay? So psychologically it's going to help them, saying, oh, if that person has done it, I think I can do it too, right? We have Lubna saying, my son is 3. He speaks and expresses himself in front of us and grandparents, but as soon as he steps out, he's a little shy. Lubna, I think this is too soon to judge if the child is shy or confident. I think he's still 3. He is yet to understand that there's a world outside. He is just in the comfort zone with you and his grandparents. So just see how he grows as a person. Right now, I think it's too early to just say that he's shy. Too early to label him as a shy person. He has a lot of time to still explore. So just see how he grows, or what kind of person he grows into. Yeah. Then we have Janu saying, my son is 3.5. The problem is he's overconfident, which makes him aggressive, and you can say he tries to dominate others. He starts taking control in his hands with all other people, no matter what the age. Okay, can you be more specific? What do you actually mean by overconfident? Because it's 3.5. I am somehow unable to relate overconfidence to this age, 3.5. Okay, but you have used the word aggressive. I just want to take like a minute to speak on this. See, aggressiveness and overconfidence is different, okay? Aggressiveness happens because maybe they are unable to express what they are feeling inside, okay? Or maybe they want something but they do not know the right way of asking it. Aggressiveness is mainly because of unheard emotions or that gap in communication that is happening. He is trying to express something, but we as parents are unable to understand what he's trying to tell us. Aggressiveness mainly happens because of this. And the other reason is if we uh, tell a lot of no's to our children, don't do this, don't do that, you will get hurt, you will get this, that, a lot of no's, a lot of snubbing them down, saying don't do, no, no, that kind of creates a frustration in children. So just check if you're somebody who says a lot of no, then avoid saying that. And just try to understand what he's trying to tell you. Not just the verbal part, even the non-verbal stuff, right? Just try and understand what's going on in his head. If he's trying to express something and you as a mother is not getting it, okay, is not understanding it, just check those aspects. And if you work on it, I'm sure the aggressiveness will reduce big time, right? And also just check if he gets aggressive during certain times, like just before food or after food, or when he's sleepy, or when he's hungry. Just check if there's a pattern in it. Okay, in case you are able to find that pattern, then you will have the solution there itself. So if he gets if he gets aggressive just before food, or maybe when he's hungry, I think just food will solve the issue, because it's just 3.5, it's little. And if he gets aggressive when he's sleepy, then I think just some rest will solve the issue. Yeah. Or he gets aggressive after watching a lot of cell phones or cartoons, or maybe specific cartoons, or after playing with a specific friend. So you got to understand the pattern that is happening in your child. Yeah, I think I've answered all the questions here. I had 7 comments in my previous post. Jacqueline says, is it mandatory to speak in our mother tongue with our kids, or can we speak in English to improve? Jacqueline, my answer is a combination of both. Maintain the balance, because mother tongue is extremely important. It's mother tongue, right? Because see, outside with friends, mostly they speak in English, because they will have a mixed group of children speaking different languages. So I think at home mostly should be mother tongue and a little bit of English. I think, yeah, that would help. All right, so it's 7:30. We come to the end of today's live. All right, thank you, and I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye. So if you want to continue your learning journey, then I want you to click the link in the description box and be a part of my closed Facebook group called Parenting with Ease, wherein you can attend the Monday lives that I do every week. All right, I'm going to see you there. Take care.